inside the soul. It burns so hot, it takes you higher. You feel bodiless, you feel complete. Completeness comes when you realize that you have to surrender. Surrender to God. Surrender yourself. Surrender your will. Surrender your time. Surrender your life. Surrender, surrender, you'll feel complete. A wise man said, if I want happiness, I should remove the I, cause it's ego, and remove the want, cause it's a desire, and remain with the happiness, then feel complete. If you search happiness outside your heart, in possessions and trivial matters, you'll be left alone and betrayed, because they're all temporal. Completeness comes when you realize that you have to surrender. Surrender to God. Surrender yourself. Surrender your will. Surrender your time. Surrender your life. Surrender, surrender, you'll feel complete. Surrender yourself. Surrender your will. Surrender your time. Surrender your life. Surrender, surrender, you'll feel complete. No more desires, no more desires. You feel fulfilled, you feel fulfilled, you feel complete.
Shanti, everyone, and welcome to this special gathering of all the souls from Africa. It's my pleasure this afternoon. My name is Sister Pratibha from South Africa, and just to facilitate this afternoon's program where we all gathering together for special sustenance. Some of us made it to Madhuban this year, many didn't make it to Madhuban, and there was just a feeling that it would be lovely to have an opportunity for us to come together, have yoga together, share some experiences, and of course take inspiration from each other, but especially from our seniors as well. And the song that I started off is a very lovely song. To become complete, we have to surrender fully. And it's a song that has been created and sung and recorded by our brother Desire from Rwanda, who shared the song recently in Kenya. And so I thought it will be a nice start for our Africa Sustenance Retreat. So first and foremost, nothing can happen without blessings and inspirations. And so I'm going to invite our dear Vedanti Didi, who's our mother of Africa, taking such good care of us every time. And so I'm going to ask Vedanti Didi to share with us some inspirations and thoughts for our retreat and for the year ahead for all of us as well. Welcome, Vedanti Ben. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Pratibha Ben. Thank you. Om Shanti. First of all, I like to appreciate the whole team who have designed this retreat. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful God's golden canopy in this retreat, which will be forever. Sister Pratibha said that this year, and maybe the season, we have not got chance to go to Madhuban. And all this year in Confluence Age, we had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience with our Madhuban home. All Dadas and Dadi and Avyakt Bap Dada and Sakar Baba, we had got so much sustenance all this year in Yajna. So that is our home, Bap Dada's home, our home. And whatever all this year we achieved, of course, we remember it. And this retreat from today and tomorrow, maybe only for 2 hours, but that will fill us again, that fragrance of our home, our Madhuban, our Sakar Baba, our Avyakt Bap Dada, our Dadas, Dadis, Mama, and all. In Madhuban, we meet the family of the world. Today we're starting this retreat for our own lovely brothers and sisters in Africa. Today, so many have connected, I can see, and we all are together. This power from this retreat will remain full year. It's not today, it's full year. Anything, anytime, we need our God's golden canopy on us. In worldly way, if there is rain, we take umbrella and we move around and we save with the rain. If too much heat, the same time we move around with umbrella. So we save with the heavy heat. Sometimes with heavy wind, again umbrella can save us. But that umbrella have a limited capacity. But this umbrella, this canopy is a very, very powerful and full covered canopy which can save us from any type of storm, any type of problem, any type of situation. Either it's day or night, 24 hours, God's golden canopy remain on us. When we are under that safety and security, whatever we do, limitless, for the self, for the family, for the country, for the continent, and for the world. Africa, all Brahmin family have experienced that Baba have looked after us unlimited way. We are very secure and we pampered by his love. And Baba is emerging variety type of newness in his children. One get taught and all others join with it and it become project. Why? Because our respect of each other, love for each other, regard for each other, and our unity.
Ben, you got muted. Just please unmute yourself.
It's okay?
Yes, it's okay now. Yeah.
Yes. So, in this confluence age, we learn from Baba simple living and high thinking. We are very simple. Baba has given us great theory of simple living. Simple dress, white dress, pure dress that is outside our reflection to the society. Sometimes people say, oh, you look beautiful, you people look like an angel. And that is just outside our beauty and personality and our simplicity. But inside, we are very high, highest on high, because we are under golden canopy of God. And our effort is reaching to golden age. Before that, our God, the Supreme Father, our Baba, he is pulling us to subtle region. Bap Dada is there. We enjoy there many hours of our life now. And up above our own home, just in silence. We have learned the real silence. We have learned the real angelic stage. And now with that, we are true messenger of peace for the society. So our thinking is very high because we know we are not this physical costume. We are child of Almighty Father. We want to serve the whole world with our powerful thought, our positive thought, our divine thought, our simple thought, our great thought, our effective thought, our successful thought. When it's powerful, then it becomes sankalp, not only thought, but very powerful, like a blessing to the world. Maybe we're not able to travel all over the world, but now we know the technique that how subtly we can travel all over the world. Anytime, anywhere, any situation, we are simple, still, very high stage. And with our high stage, many souls in the world getting vision of our Baba. We are vision worthy not only for our own self, we are vision worthy for to show them who is God, who is our Father, where He is, what He is doing. So, we have to make a very powerful stage within, in our heart and in our soul. Light, easy, simple, sweet, and all the time happy angel. We don't need so many facility. We don't want to do show and pump. Baba says, do my service and you will get to chapati. Baba is so much loveful. We are not only getting to chapati, we are getting so many facility. So simple. Still, Baba have keep us in very high level from the beginning of Yajna up to now. Sometimes people say that Brahma Kumari richest in the world. We don't want to become rich physically. That's so much money but we want our inner treasure unlimited. So yes, they are right. We are richest, powerful angel in the world. Who made us? Baba made us. So whatever we sharing with the world, that is not we sharing our own. That is God's property which we got, and only we sharing. So we are only the one who distributing. It's God's power, God's knowledge. No need of any type of ego that I'm a clever or I'm a smart. Yes, we are clever and smart. Who made us? Baba made us. So Baba have made us free from all vices. And man is ego. Baba said, come out from your ego, become soul conscious. Why are we going Madhuban? To enjoy this confluence stage, to enjoy the family, to enjoy soul conscious stage, to enjoy company of God, to enjoy powerful vibration of our Madhuban. So now, after experience of many years, we each one are Madhuban. We all are individual moving around with Madhuban. Wherever we move, people get that fragrance of Madhuban. We can share with our experience. We are in above super sensuous joy. Not only super above, super sensuous joy is still have some limit, but we are above that now. Because we full overflow with super sensuous joy. My beloved Baba, my sweet Baba, my great Baba, we appreciate you that we got a part to play in this time in Africa. We are in Africa. The family of Africa will prove simple living and high thinking to the world. Baba, you are our father. Maybe we don't get chance to come Madhuban Baba, but we have aimed that the next season we all want to come to Madhuban Baba. Whatever we achieve, we sharing, but still there is so much, so much, so much in our Madhuban. So we moving with that consciousness that we are Madhuban. We are Madhuban, we are Madhuban. And wherever we move, we give experience of that sweetness of our original home, Madhuban. Maybe the system and custom have changed in our yajna, but everything fits in drama. Whatever happened in the beginning of yajna, that was great. Whatever happened in the middle of yajna, it's fine. And now whatever happening in the end time of yajna, it's fine. Sweet Baba, we not missing anything, because in this iron age, you put us in confluence age. Sweet Baba, we are in confluence age, but still we can get experience of subtle region. We can fly subtly to the soul world. And yes, we can remain in the intoxication of golden age. Golden age is very near now, Baba. We want to move around with that perfect stage. We are in the process of become king and queen, prince and princess. Maybe outside we look so simple, but our inner conscious is that we are very powerful prince and princess of the world, king and queen of the world, because we are under God's golden canopy. Thank you, Baba, my beloved Baba, my sweet Baba, my unlimited Baba. We, the Africa family, are now this moment in Madhuban. Front of you, we are experiencing the powerful drishti of Avyakt Bapdada. Thank you, Bapdada. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Ben. That was really beautiful. I think it's so lovely to hold that thought in our hearts that we are Madhuban. Madhuban resides in our hearts. And so with that awareness, there's a feeling of, yes, that's our real protection and canopy. And we can go through anything that comes our way with that kind of feeling of safety. So thank you very much, Ben. So what we're going to do now is, for the next little while, we're going to break out into small groups. It's going to be an opportunity for all of us to meet each other. And also, as we meet each other, to just share some of our own efforts and our own reflections. So I'm going to put up a screen, and on the screen, there will just be some questions that you can use as a reflection for your small group. So first, just take a few minutes and let's just think about these three questions. The first one being that in the last few years, we have all experienced the value of simple living and high thinking. And what has simple living and high thinking meant for you on a practical level? So just to take a few minutes and reflect on that, what has simple living and high thinking meant for you? Which awareness or realization do you feel has helped you the most in the last few years? And I'm really thinking of from 2020 when COVID started, and it really created a big shift for many. And so just to think what in this time, what has been my major realization or awareness that has really supported me in this time. And the third question is, how is this awareness or realization deepened your relationship with Baba? So how is this awareness and realization deepened my awareness, my relationship with Baba? So just sit for a few minutes to think of this, and then I've broken you up into groups. So we will have a few minutes to just share with each other. So when you are in your groups, introduce yourself, and then we can actually share a little bit. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to open you up in your groups now, Shanti. So please join a room that will be allocated to you. Thank you. Please join. You've been asked to join a room, so please join a room, and that will take you to a room.
Shanti, is anybody there? I would appear that the participants in the room are muted.
Om Shanti. Apologies, I've just joined this minute.
Shanti, Pratibha Ben. I cannot hear you. I was not able to.
Hello, hello,
Okay.
Jay. Sorry, I was muted. Yeah.
Shanti, yes, yeah. I was in a room with Nipa Pen, Nipa Desai from Cape Town,
Yeah.
room 16, and I wasn't able to hear. At some point, it said all participants are muted by the host.
Oh, okay. No, it should be. They should be able to unmute themselves. Can I put you back into a room?
Yeah. All right. Okay. I was in that room 17.
Room 17. Okay, let me see if I can put you back there. Okay.
Yeah.
Om Shanti.
Hello, Shanti.
There was nobody in my room. No, there was someone, but they muted. So I don't know. Then I came out.
Okay. Can I put you back in? They should be
Yes.
able to. There's 4 people there. Try and go back, and then they should be able to unmute.
How to go back?
Yeah.
I was with Catrobon.
Okay, try go in now.
You know, I don't know this system, sister. Sorry.
Okay, BK Vina, let me see if I can find you. I don't see you unassigned. So, okay. I'm going to bring people back in, I think.
Maybe you were talking with someone. I think I was in his room because he left, then I left. Catrobon.
Okay. All right. I don't know how
They
to
are
sort
French.
one out. Okay.
There is another session here, French speaking.
Yeah.
So,
You need to go in that one.
okay, then how I will know which? There is Benin, there is Rene, Cecile, Karim. All French speaking are there, I think.
Yeah. Go into that one.
So you send me back.
I can't find you now.
So no problem.
Yeah, I'm going to bring
Just-
everyone back, I think. Okay, Om Shanti. I think everyone's back in. Am I right? Everyone should be back in.
Yes, we are here.
Okay, great. Fantastic. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to take some time and just have a small panel. And it's my great honor to sort of invite our panelists. It's going to be Urvashi Ben, who's currently at the moment in Bulawayo, Sister Belinda, and Brother Samba. So I'm going to ask all three of them to please switch on your cameras, first of all. And so I can see you, and then I can just spotlight you so that you can be on the panel. So Sister Belinda is from South Africa, been with Baba for many years. And let me just put it in.
Sorry, I cannot start the video.
Okay.
Even mine is the same.
Saying you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
Okay, can you try now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. And Urvishiben, are you on?
Yeah. Yes, I'm on.
Okay, I'm going to add you on. Okay, and then let me just get Sister Belinda. Let me just get all three, and then we can start the panel. And I'm just looking for Brother Samba. Just give me a sec.
Om Shanti.
Great, there we are. Okay, we're all on. Fantastic. Om Shanti, and thank you so much for agreeing to be part of our panel this afternoon. And I think what I'd like to first do is maybe just all of you can just give a brief introduction of yourself, because I know bits and pieces of each one of you, but I think it's nice just to share your years with Baba and anything that touches you right now to share about yourself and where you find yourself now. So let's start with Brother Samba. Say hello to everyone.
Om Shanti, I'm Brother Samba, running the center in Mali, West Africa. I'm originally from Guinea, Conakry. This is where I got the knowledge. And it has been 15 years now I'm in Mali.
Great, thank you. Urvishiben, would you like to share? To say hello to everyone?
Om Shanti, everybody. I'm Sister Urvishi, and born and bred in Zimbabwe, and in knowledge for over 40 years. And what really attracted me was the simplicity of the Brahma Kumaris. That attracted me to really surrender my life to Baba.
Beautiful. Belinda Ben.
Thank you. So I am Belinda, and I took knowledge in Johannesburg in 1988. So I think that's 34 years. And I was 34 years old when I came to Baba. So half the life now with Baba. I'm currently based in a smaller town, normally known as Port Elizabeth, but it's been renamed as Quebec. And I've been here for about just over 4 years, I think, after spending most of my Brahmin life at the center in Johannesburg in Observatory.
Great. So welcome to all of you. I think this whole theme around simple living and high thinking was inspired from a book message that Vedanti Ben had brought for the integrated retreat. And just reflecting on it, when I was just thinking that, the one person who really deeply entrenched this lesson of simplicity for all of us had been Dadi Janki. Just being in Madhuban recently and being by her memorial tower, the 3 words that are inscripted is honesty, cleanliness, and simplicity. So it plays such an important role. And I think the last few years has really highlighted the value of this particular quality. So I would like you all to just share, what has simplicity meant for you, and how has these three particular virtues, because Daddy almost gave like a process, honesty. It starts with honesty, then cleanliness, and then there can be simplicity. So how has these three virtues influenced your own efforts, especially during the last few years where we have been unable to travel and go to Madhuban, and our time together physically has been limited even within our own city. So these three virtues of honesty, cleanliness, and simplicity, how has it supported you, and what does it mean for you in terms of your efforts around this? So yeah, whoever would like to start, please go ahead.
Maybe you should choose someone, Pretty Babin.
Okay, let's start with Urvishiben this time, and then we move around in a circle. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, they also connected honesty, cleanliness, and simplicity. And when I look at my own journey, what was really attracting me is the truth. The true simple things that Baba taught us. And where there is simplicity, automatically there is attraction and cleanliness. And if I want to be very, very close to Baba, then definitely this cleanliness within myself has helped me to move towards where I am at this moment. And for me, honesty is just to be really plain and simple, no complication. And right from the beginning of my journey, I love this simplicity, because for me, simplicity meant purity. And, I like the two words, pure and simple. And when I started practicing this, I just felt that I am able to come so close to Baba. And yes, when I look at all the seniors, this is basically right from the foundation. They practiced this and they emitted the beauty through their simple life. And this attracted me to move on.
Okay, great. So Samba, what has it meant for you? What has these three virtues meant for you? And more practically, how have you brought it into your life in a sense? Yeah.
For me, simplicity means being oneself without any artificial addings, and to be authentic, really be the person I want to be, but according also to what Baba has been teaching us up to now. And it's easy because it's also easy way of thinking, because whenever you try to overload, you go overboard. This is what I like to say. And for the past few years with the COVID, with all we have seen is we have too much information. And with too much information, we go also in misinformation, and also we go into doubts. And for me, simplicity was to be really, really focused and try not to go into too much things and be really with Baba at the right time when it comes.
Samba, you're a little bit soft, so I don't know if you can do anything to become a bit louder, okay? But I'll ask Belinda Bin to share first, and then it gives you a bit of a chance to see if you can make yourself louder.
Thank you. Honesty, that's the beginning, isn't it? I often used to think to myself, you can only be honest to the extent that you can see? How are you honest if you can't see? And so there's always been this deep desire to be able to see more. And the experience is that what blocks my capacity to see the self with that honesty are the different forms of ego. For me, they are the blockages. And so being able to recognize those egos has been very important, because, Mike George often says that everything diminishes under observation. And I've seen that when you recognize an ego that you hadn't seen before, it does diminish. And when it diminishes, then there's more light, there's more insight. And that is part of the cleanliness then. And the cleaner, or as Urvashi-Ben put it, the purer that the soul becomes, there is that very natural simplicity. But what I've noticed in particular over the last couple of years, especially as life has changed so much for us, that there is a natural attention to being economical at a very practical level. So always thinking twice whether something is really needed before acquiring it, finding a use for things that perhaps in the past you would have discarded because they were old. And I've learned to repair and fix many things. And just this feeling of how important it is to have that deep respect for the elements in whatever form they are, whether it's a possession or water, the resources that we have. And that has brought a feeling of lightness and a sense, Baba says, to have a relationship. And there is this feeling when there's this respect and using everything in a worthwhile way, there is such a feeling of lightness and such a sense of what Baba always tells us, that when things are used accurately, they will serve. And Dadi Janki was the example of how time, because she respected time served her in such an amazing way. And I think that applies to everything from time to resources to facilities, etc. So that's been some of the experience. Thank you. We can't hear you, Pratibha Ben.
Yeah, I think in some ways one was the pandemic, but it is we're so aware that there's been many other challenges as well directly related to climate. So we're beginning to have a different relationship with water and just the value of the cool breeze, rather when it's so hot and those heat waves come. So I think it's really brought us to look at the gifts of nature and to have a different relationship with it. The next question really is that, is there a particular awareness or realization that has been key in sustaining you? Especially during this last period of time, has there been something that you went, yes, this is so key and crucial, and sort of centered your efforts around that, or it's really helped you through whatever challenges that you may have found. So any aspect that you may have found that was important, yeah. So we'll start with Belinda Ben this time, and then we'll move on to Samba. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, a few things, but and perhaps this is something that most of us can relate to, is that as I witness the very rapid deterioration in my own close environment, but then, of course, even at a global level, and the very deep sense of Baba's protection over the soul. And we know that there are huge challenges, and there's been a lot of pain and suffering, in particular over the last couple of years. And, you know, just I suppose, the absolute reality of what Baba has been telling us all these years, and seeing how, yes, that is happening at one level, but how protected Baba's children are. And I don't necessarily mean at a physical level, because it's very possible and almost undoubtedly that we will all face at some point some physical challenges as the price of things goes up and there's scarcity, etc. But it's the power of truth that keeps the soul in that space of such a deep sense of security and such a space of deep inner peace. And of course, there are times when something disturbs that, but it's just been so extraordinary to witness that within the self. And of course, when Brahmins meet, so often you hear how lucky we are. We are so fortunate. And I think it's in this regard that we feel the fortune that that we are able to be the detached observer, and yet at the same time, Baba's love emanates through the soul and reaches out. And then the soul is just a conduit for Baba's peace and Baba's love, but such a deep sense of security from within. Thank you.
Yeah. Brother Samba, would you like to share your thoughts? What has been the main key realization or insight that has really supported you?
Is it loud enough now?
I'm finding it okay. If anyone has a problem, just write on the chat. Thanks. But go ahead.
A little bit like Sister Belinda was sharing, you come with all that has been happening is more feeling of security in the sense that whatever is happening now is like we have been taught that will happen, and fear is not there anymore, and the feeling of anything can happen, and just be ever ready for anything to happen, not in a bad sense, but being one really connected with oneself, and let the knowledge and Baba guide us through whatever is going on in this world. And it's like we have been trained our whole life to be at this moment right now. And we see that nothing has been wasted. Maybe in the few past years when we ask why Baba is saying this, or it has been repetitive. But right now we feel that we are at the right place and we can use something to be present in the moment and not asking questions about the future, how it will be, but just be with the time and go with it. And I feel that very powerful because some may not have this knowledge or be at this stage that we are now. And we can see that all the world around us is really distressed and too much information going around and we have too much to process, so we have more doubts and confusion around. But yes, with the guidance of Baba and with the daily practice that we have, we can find more stability and more security with all these crazy things happening around us. This is the feeling I've been having for the past years.
I think I've often heard people say the Murlis have become alive because it's not about something that's going to happen, but what we hear in the morning and what we study in the morning, and then it's like you look out your door and you're seeing it happening. So it's really made the Murlis very alive, and especially the Avyak Murlis seem to like be spot on week by week, telling us what is happening and how to deepen the practice. Urishibet, some thoughts from you? I think you're muted. If you could just unmute yourself, please.
Over the last few years, of course, it was really, really deep relationship with Baba, the closeness, and over during the COVID period, so many different varieties and creative bhattis were held, and this gave me a lot of strength within myself. And of course, one of the things that I was really practicing is this enthusiasm to keep me going and not to be affected by the things around me. And yes, there was a lot of pain and sorrow around us, but what I was really, really strengthening my relationship with Baba, and at the same time, yes, giving out those vibrations to everyone. And I just felt that I was really, really close to Baba. And through that, the strength that I received was really supporting me, and I could support others as well.
I'd like to ask you to think of some practical examples, actually, either an example of a particular effort that you made or a particular situation that you applied, a particular realization or insight that helped you. There's been a request for some examples. So whoever feels you've picked up an example that you can share, something practical, please go ahead.
Not thinking of anything specific, but just noticing over the past 2 years the increase in suffering in the world. For example, sometimes I take a walk and there's so many more homeless people, for example, living on the streets. And many of them are or seem to be mentally disturbed as well. So there is that level of suffering. But also, once the centers kind of opened up, the souls that started to come were really coming because they couldn't cope with their own feelings, either anxiety or sorrow from the loss of sometimes family members, sometimes loss of jobs, of business, those sort of things. And I think for me, one of the challenges is not to get in any way caught up with that sorrow, but to really keep the effort of seeing the soul that is full and perfect. And that really depends on my own stage, whether I can actually do that. And a few times I've crossed that line, and we know that if we get sucked into their pain, not only it doesn't help them, but actually we're taking the world in the opposite direction to where we really want to go. And something that Baba said in this last week, he said that everything you see with these eyes will finish, and only that which is in your intellect will continue or exist. And so really to keep in the intellect the highest, which is our subject this evening, high thinking, the highest vision of seeing the soul beyond their circumstances. So that is something that I continue to be aware of and cautious of. Thank you.
Samba, would you like to share a practical example, something?
I'm trying to think about something practical. Maybe something that will come in mind is there was a time I found myself a little stuck. Stuck means in a way I want things to move a little bit faster, but it was not moving as I wished to, not really. And what I've realized or what I've gained from that experience from that time is to really trust the process, trust the drama. I don't know if I ever understood maybe that point of knowledge, but recently I come to stop and watch life differently and really have a different view of what's happening around me, and be the instrument that could serve. Because if I'm caught up with so many things and it's a bit selfish because I'm thinking about myself, I won't get that energy and that time to Baba and the souls that I have to serve. So really, I spend sometimes sitting and trusting a little bit more the drama than before. Whatever is happening, I'm moving in the right direction, even though I don't see clearly maybe, but I still feel the track and not being confused with my own thoughts, but trust the process, trust Baba, trust the way he's guiding us to, because up to now we have been seeing really how the world is heading to. So that's a little bit my experience with certain points of knowledge that I've seen is more relevant now than before. It's coming alive, as you said.
I'm smiling because I think many people that I have spoken to, that's been the one thing that everyone has shared. I'm learning to trust the drama more. It really is like we moving from trust from a level of understanding to from the heart now, really trusting the drama and knowing it's all going to be okay. Yeah, great. Urvishibet, any of your thoughts?
Yeah, drama and time gave this opportunity for me to have a balance of looking after Lokik and Alokik. And yes, sometimes the demands from the Lokiks are a lot, but yes, with love and compassion, what they are going through, and you share your love with them, I think they do appreciate that. And of course, this time we find that our Lokiks are also coming closer to us, but at the same time, getting a lot of sustenance from me as well. And I feel that this sustenance will definitely they're going to feel coming closer to Baba. And also at the same time, the process of serving souls has given them some form of happiness as well. And even looking at situations, and I feel that am I not, how far am I also looking after myself, my mind, my body, taking care of myself? And I find that when I start pausing and looking deep within myself, yeah, I can allow, my to bring my stage as well as, help the others as well. And so this is what I feel that it's becoming so much a little importance, of course, our input and drawing them closer to Baba and just becoming an example.
Mm-hmm. So,
sorry, I just thought of one more example. Could I share?
Yeah, please go ahead.
It was something that Brother Samba kind of triggered as a practical example, that in October last year, when I traveled to the UK, travel to the UK was extremely complicated. I mean, the red tape just seemed insurmountable. And I have to admit that I became quite stressed by it. But then once the journey began, maybe it even started the night before, it was unbelievable how it was as if Baba just carried the soul on that journey, and everything was so easy. And the rules, they just kept changing in favor of the soul. And so what started off as quite a challenge just became easier and easier. And it was a very good lesson, especially, when I think back to the stress that I was feeling, and really that trust in, as Brother Samba said, in the drama and in Baba. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Yeah. So if any of the other participants have a question, please feel free to put it on the chat and I'll pick it up. To any of our panelists or to all of our panelists, whichever you would like to. But yeah, I think one of the key things that we're beginning to focus now as a global family is also that, one thing is what the world is going through, and we understand what it's going through, but our focus as Brahmins is about creating the new world. creating that golden world. So this new project of the Golden Drops is very special in a way that how collectively, as we center our awareness on that new world that we want to create, how that is going to, I think in some ways, almost carry souls back home, because there will be something so positive and hopeful that will carry souls through this period as things unfold. So yeah, what is your take on this thing of creating that new world in your consciousness? What is your effort of, what's your golden drop, if I may put it like that, in terms of seeing beyond the challenge and seeing that new world that we're all moving towards? Yeah. So Urvashibin, would you like to start? Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think it's constantly looking at not accumulating so much, but purity. I'm thinking of constantly having this awareness of purity in my thought, word, and action, and this in itself, of course, where there's purity, there will be cleanliness, and the simplicity will follow. And I feel that, yes, for me, it's purity.
Okay, great. Samba, what's your effort for the new world?
When Baba talk about the new world, he always talks about the qualities that are there. So I will always ask myself, am I happy enough? Am I, how can I say, light enough? So these are the questions I always ask when I said, if I'm not it now, then how it will come in the future? These are the questions that really motivates me to always keep my stage, keep my mood. And also I've seen in myself that I'm more solution oriented instead of finding problems or going into that directions. More, what can I do now that can make these situations better, and not being resisting, fighting, or complaining. How can I keep that stage that I really want to now? So this is actually what I've been working on, thinking on, being at this moment right now, make it really practicable.
Wow, great, thank you. Belinda Bay?
Yeah, an effort that I started sometime last year was observing the self and playing this matching game. When I see something in myself and asking the self, does this match with the golden age? Is this something that will exist in the golden age? And if the answer is no, then it has to go. It has no place. And it's very connected with feelings. Peace is something that's very center to my assessment of myself. But it's not only about peace. It's also about that very subtle happiness. And happiness for me has always been a bit challenging because in body consciousness, we've experienced a certain quality of happiness. And Baba's happiness is so different. In fact, perhaps we should use a different word. I think maybe bliss is a better word. But bliss is something that I need to persuade myself that I can experience now. I don't have to wait for the golden age. As Brother Samba said, it's about now. But just this game of, does this match? And if it doesn't, transform it. And that is also that purification. And, keeping Brahma Baba in front, a question that I think we all use is, what would Baba do in this situation? And that doesn't mean just the action, but what would the feelings be? What would the attitude be? And keeping that attitude of absolute love and benevolence for all. Thank you.
Thank you. That's lovely. All three of you, very nice practical efforts for creating that new world. There's a question in the chat. Any tip in terms of helping the soul who's finding it challenging to wake up for Amrit Vela? We all know Amrit Vela is key right now. So if someone is feeling a bit difficult to wake up, do you have some good tips for them?
I have a very practical, sorry, go Rishibet.
Sorry. Always remember that your beloved is waiting for you, and don't keep him waiting. And with this consciousness, I think you will definitely get up.
Okay.
My experience is quite recent, and it's just a practical thing. So about a month back, I started a new sort of program with eating, and I don't take anything after 4 p.m. in the afternoon, unless it's a cup of herbal tea, but no food at all. And the impact on the quality of concentration at Amrit Vela is the most remarkable. So much more alert and easy to be in a concentrated state. So that's just a practical thing. I know we're all different, but it's something that definitely has helped me so much. Thank you.
So having your dinner earlier and lighter. Yeah, great. Samba, any practical tips from you for powerful Amrit Vela?
Practical tip to wake up or for Amrit Vela in general? Because I would just say know your cycle, know your body. If you know how to manage the body, automatically around Amrit Vela time, I think the body will be enough relaxed and will be able to wake up. But what will make Amrit Vela is the love. So if love cannot make you wake up, then it will be difficult. At least that will be the motivation to wake up.
So you also say, my beloved, I'm coming, and you hop out of bed, Samba. Wonderful. Okay, great. Thank you so much for really sharing from the heart and really very practical aspects that you have brought up. I'm sure we can go on with this for much longer. But what we would like to do now is just to have the last 25 minutes or so that we all have yoga together, because I think that's always so wonderful and powerful when we are together to have that lovely experience. So thank you to all of you for your sharing. And I'm going to, Madan Bhai from Mauritius has put together a lovely program for us for yoga for the next 20-25 minutes. Okay, thank you. Shanti.
Thank you. Thanks, Pratibha.
Thank you. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Greetings of peace, love, and happiness to all of you. The month of June brings us the sweet memory of Matishwariji, Mama. Also, in June 2004, the Serve Africa project started. And today the result is that Baba's flag is floating high in the sky in almost every country of Africa. The theme of our retreat today is Simple Living. Om Shanti. Greetings of peace, love, and happiness to all of you. The month of June brings us the sweet memory of Matishwariji, Mama. Also, in June 2004, the Serve Africa project started. And today the result is that Baba's flag is floating high in the sky in almost every country of Africa. The theme of our retreat today is Simple Living and High Thinking to Win God's Heart. Our role model is Father Brahma. In fact, we have to follow his footsteps. Brahma Baba, who was a successful businessman, lived a simple life, but still he led a royal life. The place where he was staying was like a castle. And the clothes he wore also were of a high standard. However, when Father Brahma chose him to be the instrument to establish the new world, he immediately adopted the principle of simple living and high thinking, because he fully knew that he could only attain the stage of perfection if he adopted this principle. Simple living enabled him to master his sense organ. Simple living enabled him to cultivate high thoughts. In this context, it is good also to mention Lady Didi Chandra, our former director, who also had sustenance from Father Brahma, and she adopted this principle of simple living and high thinking and inspired all of us, the godly students. Baba also has blessed this retreat. In today's Murli, Baba tells us to lead a simple life. Now we will go on a journey to the soul world. So I will invite all of you to consider yourself as a divine star, to detach yourself from your body and gradually, with the power of thoughts, to go outside where you are, go high in the sky, beyond the sun, the moon, beyond this planet Earth, onward and come to the soul world, the abode of peace, the abode of silence, the abode of sweet silence. Now before us is a wonderful star, our sweet and beloved Baba, radiating rays of peace, love, happiness, powers. We empower ourselves with all those rays. We are full of powers. We leave this domain of light, peace, to go back gradually to the corporeal world, the world of sound, the world of movement. Now we will empower all our brother souls around the globe with light and might. We will give them sakash. First and foremost, we start with Africa, North Africa, Egypt, Libya, then South Africa, East Africa, Kenya, Nairobi, all those countries close, and West Africa, Ghana. The countries surrounding Africa, forming part of Africa, the outer islands, Mauritius, Réunion, Madagascar, Seychelles, Comores, Mayotte. We leave the African continent to go to Asia. Asia, Russia, the big countries, India, the cradle of spirituality. We have special attention to Ukraine, where the war is going, where our Ukrainian brothers are facing a lot of problem, fear, anxiety. We shower them with rays of hope, of love. We leave Asia to proceed to Australia and New Zealand. We send vibrations of peace, love, and happiness to all our brothers and sisters there. We go to America, North America, in those places which had various problems with guns firing, causing a lot of suffering. To all those souls who suffered a lot, we give them vibrations of divine love, peace, comfort. Now to South Africa, to those places again afflicted by storms and other problems due to climatic changes. We send them vibrations of hope. We continue to the last continent, Europe, England, France, Germany, Italy, and other countries. We send them vibrations of peace, love, brotherhood, and hope. And finally, we now send vibrations of peace, love to the 5 elements. We start with Mother Earth, from which we have been taking a lot, to the waters, to water meaning the various ocean, the 5 oceans, the rivers, to fire, heat energy, to air, all the constituents of the atmosphere. We send pure vibrations to finish the various pollution, to recreate the environment of a golden age, and finally to ether, Akash, so that the subtle vibrations can move forward smoothly. Om Shanti.
recognize the truth? Do you feel the love that's falling from my eyes? Take just a minute, come and rest here by my side. Let me tell you your own story. Let me walk you through your lives. Only a second, it's all it takes to realize there's 100,000 angels by your side. There's 100,000 angels by your side. Do you hear me talk to you? I whisper through doorways and pathways of your mind, clear like the morning dew, and fresh from my journey, cross an ocean of blue. Take just a minute, come and rest here by my side. Let me tell you your own story. Let me walk you through your lives. Only a second, it's all it takes to realize there's 100,000 angels by your side. There's 100,000 angels here
Om Shanti. So that was lovely to be together. We were not just 100, but 100,000. And our togetherness spreads a very powerful vibration throughout Africa and yes, throughout the world. So we'll meet again tomorrow, same time. And Sister Grace from Ghana will lead us for tomorrow's retreat session. And we have some lovely panel as well, and an opportunity from hearing from a senior as well. So please join us again tomorrow. I'm going to ask everyone to switch on your cameras as we say Om Shanti to each other and take leave from each other. Om Shanti. So tomorrow again, we will start at 5 o'clock Kenya time. Okay. So please calculate accurately. Om Shanti, everyone. So please do switch on and we can take some drishti from each other as we end off with the final song.
Rest my mind on you. It's all I need to do to free my mind from pain and sorrow. I give this life to you. It's all I want to do. I surrender to you. Mana Baba Madhya Jiba. Mana Baba Madhya Jiba.
Okay, Om Shanti all. Bye-bye.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
We'll meet again
Om
tomorrow.
Shanti. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Madan Bhai.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Ben, and the whole team.
And nice to meet you all. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Love your family.